Welcome back to... Are you recording there? Welcome back to Burning Boat Business, the podcast that follows the success, progress, and failures of our company, Burning Boat, as well as ourselves.
Nice.
Feels like we haven't podcasted in a while.
I know.
Because last week we did it super early.
We did
And this week, we're as late as we can be. We have
pretty
to upload
much
it now.
right now.
So
Right now.
Going. So this is kind of... what's it called? We're winging this podcast. There's not really a plan.
A little bit less there's
structured.
Yeah, a little bit less structured. There's nothing that immediately needs to be addressed.
But there's a lot of exciting updates to talk about.
Yeah.
We just finished editing our first paid job,
Yep.
which I think went very well.
I think it went great.
It's my favorite video.
If you ever see the guy, don't tell him it was our first paid job. Just tell him we've been
Hope
doing this for
he
years.
doesn't listen to this podcast. I hope he has
I would be
better
all
things
right
to
with
do.
it. No, I would be all right with it.
Well, that's what I said last time. And so obviously I would too. But
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
the way it's gone.
The video, I think we're both very happy with it.
The video, for any of you who watch our videos, is the one with the robots and the tech and all that stuff.
With the weird AE Danish symbol in it. Gentænk.
You've never said it right.
Still not?
No, that's
what I've been saying.
It's the first time you said it right.
Gentænk.
You always say Gentænk
Gentænk.
without an N.
Gentænk.
And you just said Gentænk. That was very satisfying for me.
Oh, nice. Chocolat.
There you go. That's all right.
Should
we talk about how kind of that whole process went? About like the filming there? I think that's kind of a unique experience that we haven't talked about on this podcast before.
Sure.
So the event took place in Gentofte, which is through Copenhagen on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
And to get all our gear there, we used our bikes. So this was like the first job where everything kind of came together.
Yeah.
Transporting the gear there and the bike. Taylor then arrived by train.
What?
And we...
More like I arrived
right.
on time, 1 minute late at 7 a.m. And then you arrived 15 minutes later on the bike.
Yeah, after biking for an
hour.
With 100 kilos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That was really hard.
Was that a tough one?
It was really hard.
That's that triathlon training.
I know. And I was like, shit, this is real. This is like a workout. 2 days in a row, twice, back and forward, 2 hours each day.
Yeah.
I had to call it on the third day, though.
Third day, couldn't do it.
Third day, I was like, I don't know. I need to rest this a little bit because my knee was hurting.
Yeah. And I suffered the consequences.
You had to carry a case for like...
I was dying for like 30 seconds.
You were
for 30 seconds, I was like, I'm not going to make it. Like, leave without me. I'm going to hang out here for a second.
I thought it was awesome.
What? Carrying the equipment?
Yeah. It was so much easier than biking it.
Really? Look.
100%
And here's the thing. I would help bike, right?
No, I know.
But...
I know.
And it saddens me to say, because I really would love to bike, and you know that.
Yeah.
But I want to give you the training you need for the triathlon.
Yeah.
I think if you don't finish the triathlon, I would feel horrible if I had once taken the bike, the burden of riding that bike.
It's totally fair, and I do like riding it. It's just when it's that far, it suddenly becomes a little bit of a disadvantage because I don't want to be training right before we're going to the job.
Yeah.
Because I showed up and I was like,
all of
actually
these jobs,
tired physically.
All of these jobs were like an hour outside of Copenhagen, which is like, what the fuck? Why can't we get a job in Copenhagen?
Yeah, why?
Or like, from what I've been told, it's like the bougie kind of outskirts where all the kids have like Mercedes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny that we don't have a car and we're rolling
showing
up.
up. Yeah. I never thought of that actually. That's pretty funny.
I think they thought it was cool though. They kind of saw us on the last day packing up.
Yeah.
And then on the last day, on the first day when we went home.
Should we just explain what this is?
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
We were hired to film an event where students in that area of Copenhagen were all kind of gathered to talk about and discuss the future of technology, and all these expert speakers came in and gave presentations. There were workshops where you could build a drone, you could experience VR, you could interact with like an
Pepper the robot.
Yeah, really advanced robot or something.
The one thing, having not understood anything from the entire conference because it was all in Danish, but beforehand, one of the people had said, one of the things they're going to talk about is how in 10, 20 years, they're going to see smartphones. Smartphones as something akin to, smoking or alcohol, the same way, now we're like, I can't believe that people smoked so much. 20 years ago, people are going to be like, I can't believe
that there were like advertisements on TV for smoking, or that parents let their
kids smoke a pack of cigarettes whenever they wanted. The good old days.
More like, why are parents giving their 4-year-olds a smartphone?
Right.
And why is it okay to have them in school? And
or
things like that?
Not even a 4-year-old. It's like elementary schooler, like a 5th grader.
Yeah.
I would still be like, it's kind of crazy to have constant access to the internet. If that's your phone, going to sleep with it. Having no constraints, is that the word?
I just think that a lot of people are actually addicted to their phones and just don't know it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say in many ways I am.
Myself included in certain areas, but I think I'm definitely not as bad as what some people could be. If the first thing you reach for when you wake up in the morning is your phone, in the same way that an alcoholic would reach for a drink first thing in the morning, and you have to check.
Yeah.
You have to just see what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something addictive about that.
Totally.
And if you like having to wait makes you feel physically anxious, there's something wrong.
I mean, to wait. Oh, like in a line or...
No. Like if I'm going to say, okay, today I'm not going to look at my phone, and that makes you anxious. Like just, I'm aware that I always look at my phone. I'm going to make a point not to. If that's difficult, I mean, I think it's worth looking at how that is affecting you on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
I mean, one of the things they talked about at the event was like phantom vibrations, that people who have smartphones will always feel their phone vibrate in their pocket, even when it isn't.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time.
I've had phantom Arlo touches where I think he's
Arlo's my dog.
The wiener dog. I think he'll be nuzzling my leg under the table.
And it's just me.
No, it'd be nothing. I think I just expect him to be like, I think he's there, and I'll be like, yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting event. I really enjoyed listening to it. It was a shame that you didn't understand anything that was going on.
Right.
But our job basically was to capture the event and create a highlight reel. And really
something
hype
exciting.
it up, make it really visually interesting, convey what was talked about without it being boring.
Right.
And just show all the guest speakers and create a really exciting video.
It's like a miniature TED Talks kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you make that exciting? And we've had experience with that before.
Yeah.
And this person had seen that video, if you've seen our Spiral Talks video, and that's kind of what they wanted. For this, of course, this was much bigger. I think it was
huge.
The biggest room had like 700 people in it at one point.
Yeah.
Kind of at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's a cool event. We finished the first of 2 videos. The second one,
it's gonna take about a sixth of the time to edit.
Yeah.
Won't take long.
And
the second video is meant to just be a longer version of the first video with some interviews. Kind of shoved in there.
Right.
As a little, I mean, it's not that interesting. I think we could move on.
All right.
We got our business cards.
Got our motherfucking business cards. And let me tell you, I am both delighted and disappointed at the same time.
It was very...
Because I think we both looked at each other and we're like, I want to be really excited. But the fucking logo in the front is off-centered.
It's like a centimeter to the right.
Which is massive on a business scale. Business card scale.
But the thing is, it was on purpose.
I understand.
And that's the annoying part, right?
It's a weird...
It's not that it was like the cards were printed incorrectly.
No.
Perfect.
Beautifully.
The quality is so nice.
Moo.com? Is that the...
Yeah, moo.com.
Moo.com.
Shout
out to moo.com.
We got the super edition.
We did.
There's a deluxe that's even better than what we got.
Right.
Which I can't even imagine what those are like. Because these...
Too thick.
Are amazing.
You have really nice cards.
Thick, like credit card thickness.
Yeah.
Business cards.
Unrounded edges.
Matte finish.
Always go for a matte finish. If you ever have a choice between glossy and matte, always go matte.
What would be a time to go with glossy? What kind of business would you have to have for glossy to be the way to go?
Like a nail salon?
Yes. Otherwise, matte.
If you're anything other than a nail salon, go matte. Same with printing out pictures. Like, who the fuck is printing out glossy pictures?
I did, and I saw yours, and I was like, what are these?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ugh. Idiot.
So, anyways, their matte, slightly off-white background just gives it this,
like a creamy...
Very subtle...
Yeah. Because I was scared...
tone.
Yeah, I was scared that it was going to look... like they've been sitting in a box in your attic for a year, and then we took them out like a yellowed tone, but it's not that. It looks
like
great.
Stained,
like a like
an aged
old documents. Yeah. Like these have been,
No, they're great.
They're really great.
Besides, very simple on the back. It's got what you need, not too much.
Right, but here's the issue. So I'm gonna be the negative Nancy here. The logo itself, is hard to work with. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I really like it. But it's hard to work with because if you use the center of the logo, which includes text, it's going to look unbalanced, kind of.
If you center the center of the logo.
Right.
If you say that the center of the logo is what we want to be in the middle of the card.
Right.
The whole image kind of looks like it's off to the side.
Exactly.
Because the text isn't centered with the center of the logo. That's what's kind of difficult.
So basically, if you look at the picture of the logo,
yeah,
it looks fine.
Yeah.
If you look at the text, it looks off-center.
Exactly. So from a distance, it looks centered, but once you're holding it, the text is kind of what you're drawn to, and it looks off-center.
So I think if you take your thing, if you take your business card, right, and we just present them, you know, where is this? Yeah. Present it like that. Do you know what I mean?
Like a weirdo?
No, like...
Don't. Who cares?
Here's my business
card. Just give it to them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, why is he holding that with like weird?
Well, I'll just show it to them. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Here you go, and then I'll show them the back, right? Mine's already getting.
You know what? No one is gonna think twice about it except us. So once we've gotten rid of our first 50, we got 50 each, right?
We got 50 each.
We'll just order them and move them slightly to the left.
Giving them out like candy.
Yeah, I can't wait. We've already been asked a few times if we had business cards. Twice, yeah.
Oh.
The guy at the music bunker.
Yeah.
And then...
Phoebe?
Yeah. I swear there's another one. It might only be that one, actually, now that I think about it.
It's cool.
Or at least there's been plenty of times where I wish we had them. Whether or not we were asked to be like, that would have just been a nice way to end the conversation.
Right.
You know, the meeting or whatever. Get back to us.
Take out your wallet. Oh my God.
Oh, the business card.
The burning book
business card. You're going to have one.
Yeah.
So those are cool.
Okay.
God, there's a lot. We've done a lot.
It's pretty good.
I think one of the things that would be just very interesting to talk about is what is currently going on with a potential client, Souls. And how that has worked, what we did to kind of get our foot in the door and work with them.
Slide into their DMs.
No, that's not what we did at all.
No.
Souls is a vegan.
I'm just trying to hype you up. Sorry.
Okay. Souls is a vegan restaurant here in Copenhagen. But basically, like 2 months ago when you first moved here, I sent them along with some other companies an email saying like, we're looking to work with people, we think what you guys are doing is really cool, do you need any video work? And they got back to us saying, we've actually just finished the process of getting a video made, we were working with someone else, but thanks for the offer, we'll kind of keep you in mind.
Right.
And then like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, not that long ago,
2, probably 3 weeks.
Yeah, when we were doing the Instagram and the emailing.
Right.
If anyone has seen that video around that time.
Right.
They suddenly write back to us saying, hey, we'd like to like meet up with you guys and discuss how we might be able to work together. And it was just kind of a weird coincidence because that was just when we had sent out like, how many emails did we send out? Like 25 emails that day?
20. I think we contacted between email and DMs like 50 people.
Yeah. And we got responses from maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
All negative. Except for this one.
And we didn't even
contact them
that day.
The only thing I can think, besides it just being a coincidence, is that one of the people working... God. Yeah, God.
Okay.
Moving on. No, that one of the people working at Souls also has a connection to another vegan restaurant because I emailed every single vegan restaurant and cafe in Copenhagen the day before they replied to us.
Right.
So maybe they saw our stuff, was reminded about these guys, and then reached out to us. Anyways, we basically left the meeting telling them that we'd, think about some ideas.
Oh, so slick.
And get back to them within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe we could set up another meeting to talk about the ideas.
Yeah.
But then what we did was we actually turned 2 of those ideas into actual videos.
Yeah. So we brainstormed, I think, right away. We were like, okay,
on the bus.
What could we do? A lot of good ideas, a lot of bad ideas were thrown out.
A lot of ideas that require a budget.
Right.
That we couldn't do, but 2 of them we thought, actually, we could probably do this
quite quickly.
One weekend at a time.
Right.
And send them these ideas. Because I feel like it's so difficult to convey what an idea is when you're just speaking about it. I think I said, like, the reason why we're in film is because we think there's something that can be said through video and film that can't be said otherwise.
Right.
So there's a reason.
And that's always a challenge. It's like if someone's like, oh, what's your film about? It's like, oh, you just start rambling, you go down the wrong thing, and it's just kind of they're never going to see what you're seeing. So rather than coming back 2 weeks later and being like, picture this, you're on a street, there's this guy walking, there's these numbers that are kind of turning as well, right from the beginning.
Okay, sound is really specific.
It's really good sound.
Think about this music. Yeah. Imagine this lighting.
A bike rider comes through right in front of him.
Then there's some music that comes out of nowhere from a car.
Car comes by, and nothing's really happening, but
something is happening.
Imagine the tension building.
It's going up.
Right.
Getting louder.
It's weird.
But at the same time, it's quieter.
Right. Picture this sound effect.
Does that sound good?
And then we just cut to, this is how many animals were killed in this period of time. And somebody would be like...
That sounds interesting.
Either they would be like, oh, that's interesting, or I don't really know what you guys are talking about, or like, I don't know if I want to give you guys the money to do that.
We felt like there was a risk not being able to fully explain our idea. So we just decided to make them instead.
Right. And I think it's a good also way for us to give them a taste of our style. Because I'm not saying everyone's going to love our style.
No.
But at least it's like, this is the kind of shit we want to do. This is what we do. If you like it, great. We can continue
and this is
working.
How quickly we can do it.
If you were like, these are horrible, we hate... Well, let's continue the story. So basically, we ended up making these 2 videos.
And so we sent them these 2 videos without them knowing that they were kind of going to get them. Exactly 2 weeks. Yeah, for free. Exactly 2 weeks after we'd met with them.
Yeah.
And we had filmed it in secret. We actually went to their restaurant and filmed their restaurant from the outside.
I'm so happy we didn't tell them.
Yeah, I know, because then it would have just, I guess, ruined the surprise a little bit. They would have been expecting something. So we sent them the email with the 2 videos, and we were pretty like, I don't know if this is going to work at all.
Yeah.
I mean, either they really don't like it, but I felt like the main advantage was it showed our...
There was no downside. The only downside would have been if they're like, oh, we don't like this.
Yeah, we don't like this, but...
You can't be upset about 2 guys making 2 videos for free for you.
And they weren't.
It's a pretty good position to be in.
Short story, they really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got an email from them.
So we finished shooting...
what we started the podcast talking about. We finished shooting...
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to say it wrong. Gentænk?
Yeah.
Finished shooting that. We're on the way... Home. Actually, I already start walking, and you're like, "Go ahead, I'm gonna
bike home."
Right? And I was like, okay, see you later. And then you pull up behind me on the bike and you're like, Souls just emailed us.
Souls emailed us.
And we read
Let's
it together.
Read together.
Yeah. On his phone.
The first line of the email is, first of all, guys, we really wanted to just say thank you for taking the time to, create these mock videos. And we're like, we both kind of look away and we're like, fuck this. They're going to say... But we don't it's just leading up to
let me just say that it's amazing. We love you guys.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
But we just don't need you guys right now.
Exactly.
Or we don't have the budget right now to,
Plot twist. Second line is, and second of all, you just blew our minds.
Yeah.
It was just, it was probably the most satisfying work experience so far. Because it was the culmination of all these different ideas and a lot of work we had already put into it that just paid off.
And it was so satisfying. I think I was saying that on the day, that it's this thing of like, when we went to go shoot the second video, which is the one tracking you walking down a street, it's such a simple idea.
Yeah.
And we could have tried to shoot so much more while we were there. Mm-hmm. And we just did it in the morning. Mm-hmm. And we said, okay, let's just trust it. We got 3 shots.
3 shots.
Ended up cutting out one of the shots entirely, right?
Yeah.
So we're down to 2 shots. And it turned out exactly the way at least it was in my head.
Yeah.
And it worked. Which is like makes you trust yourself a little
confidence
bit more.
Booster. Yeah. Because you're like, I think this is a good idea. Let's try it. And at finished product, I still think it's a good idea.
Right.
It works.
Exactly.
And so did they, which is even more satisfying. So it's not just us.
Which is kind of a thing, like the more I'm doing it, the more you can kind of just play things in your head. Mm-hmm. Like you can edit something in your head
100%
and be like, yeah, I think that's going to work. Or know before you try, like, we should probably not do that.
And the thing is that we had also put the same amount of work into another company that we're trying to work with, a hot air balloon company.
Oh, yeah.
We made a video for free. We traveled out there. It's not close to where we live. Mm-mm. It takes us a while to get there. Shot for a full day with them, made a video, sent it to them, then had a follow-up meeting, which also required us to go out there, meet with them, and we came prepared and had ideas, and this is how we should move forward. They were super excited, and then we just got an email back saying, actually, sorry, we just don't have the resources right now.
Right.
And so there's these 2 different situations where one just paid off and the other didn't, and I think it's just important to look at it as a big picture like that it is worth putting in that amount of work because one will pay off.
Yeah, and it's already paid off. I mean, the thing is,
and it's the one we wanted.
Spiral Talks, which was the exact same idea, make a video for free for somebody, turned into a real job, which was Gentænk.
Yeah, and now that has turned into another job we've already done, and then another job.
Exactly.
So that already turned into 3 jobs essentially.
So strategy of doing things for free
is working.
100%
working.
Yeah. Hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Was disappointing.
It was disappointing in the moment, but it had also been long enough since we heard from them that something was up. So it wasn't like a complete...
No, it wasn't shocking. It wasn't shocking. It would have just been like, I would have flipped.
It would have been very exciting if that had worked out as well. I mean, who knows? Maybe it will in the future.
Potentially.
When they have more resources.
But do you think, just to throw this out there, mm-hmm. right? So we didn't get that job. Is there anything we could have done differently that might have given us a better chance?
See, that's why I don't feel so annoyed about it.
Right.
It's because I really just feel like it's on their end. I mean, sure, we could look at the exact...
No, but just going forward, it's like, oh, maybe we should...
No, I know. And that's I've played it over in my head, and I think there really isn't much big that we could have changed with the way that we approached working with them.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very much like, that was out of our hands.
Right.
Nothing we could do about their situation in the end. Right. And I think that's what it came down to. They were obviously interested in working with us. They liked the video we made for them. Mm-hmm. I felt like the way we approached it was maybe a little bit, I was saying to you that it maybe came across as a little bit desperate at times because they just weren't getting back to us.
Yeah, and the thing is, to just explain, the season was running out. So it's not like I think the reason we were like, we need to talk to them is because we have like a window of 2-3 more weeks in Copenhagen where it's going to be nice and you can ride hot air balloons.
Yeah.
So that had to get figured out quite quickly.
And again, it's like, had we not done that, I don't even think we would have heard from them.
No, I think
so. I don't
think that was the issue.
I really get the feeling. I think we shouldn't think about this example too much because I think it was unique based on
anomaly.
The people we were
could be
communicating with, and that it really was on their end not being sure about what they want and kind of like a little flimsy. I think
it's also on our part. That's a very hard company to gauge how much revenue, profit, whatever they're making. Yeah. It's kind of hard to size that company. Are you guys big? Are you guys local? Are you guys? At least I had difficulty.
All signs pointed to them being quite big.
I don't know
where they have sponsorship. How many people they were flying on the days we were with them.
Yeah.
The fact that they're expanding to Sweden.
But they went on vacation. They only work certain months out of the year. I don't know what they do on the off season.
Doesn't that signify doing well, that you have time to take vacation in mid-season?
Not if you're just content with...
I guess you could read it both ways. But that's what I mean. It's like there's only so much we can do. I mean, we're not like superhuman and can guess exactly what everyone's situation is.
No, right. I agree. I think it was an anomalous situation, I guess.
So the next YouTube video. About that video. We've got some exciting things coming for that video. We need to make sure to stay on top of it, though.
I know.
Because we've set up this...
We've got it scheduled.
And we're not behind.
We're not behind. We haven't even started, but we're not behind.
You ordered that green screen, though, right?
No.
I know you haven't.
So we
need to remember to do that because we're supposed to film a scene using that this weekend.
Correct. This weekend?
Yeah. But...
maybe we can just go to like a... Are there any like video stores around
Probably.
here?
I mean, that one is one that we can get away with not necessarily doing it on the day and just pushing it to another day.
Yeah, because I also realized
it's just in here.
We haven't scheduled fear setting. Off topic, but
we haven't scheduled fear setting.
We need to put that in there somewhere.
Basically, we've just to update on last week's episode. We've tried to take our decision very seriously and are trying to create something really special for the next YouTube video, and we want to make sure that we deliver. But it is,
I think it's the perfect thing to do.
Yeah,
it's a little bit weird because we talked about it and it was this big thing, and then we kind of had to shift gears into, well, we've got a big shoot,
we've got a bunch of edit days.
Stuff, yeah. So now we finally finished that video. We still need to finish another video, and then we'll be kind of in YouTube zone.
Yeah, which is exciting. That'll be exciting. Anything else you want to talk about? What's something completely different? I mean, you're just about to say something.
No, I was just breathing.
Well, we can talk about Espen.
Espen. Syd-Espen.
Espen is the guy that we see stuff like that. Is that weird to say?
No.
Oh, we watched this great video. Now we can't stop saying this one line that the kid's saying in the video. Espen is the guy that we made a video for who does... he's like a yoga instructor, climbing instructor, outdoor guide, mental coach. And we spent a day with him making a video, just documenting a typical day in his life, also for free. And then we just met up with him again. He loved the video we made. He wants to keep working with us. And we're planning on doing some kind of documentary about him.
Yeah, and his children.
Yeah.
His relationship with his children.
Yeah.
Which seems to be a unique one.
Definitely. He has a lot of interesting ideas about how to interact with, his children. He's only talking about how he chooses to raise them and how he chooses to speak with them.
Right.
And the things he chooses to show them by taking them on climbing trips and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And climbing is obviously something we want to do anyways, so we're quite excited about, getting to experience some real climbing with this guy, both filming but also climbing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to film. Rappelling off a rock.
Yeah.
Süd, Espen, Süd.
That means sick.
Yeah, like sick.
Crazy cool.
It's fucking tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Süd, miss.
But it's a weird one because this is the only guy that we are totally content to work for free with.
Yeah. No, I'm content to work for free for... There's a couple things I wouldn't mind, but he's definitely one of them.
I mean, currently.
Like, yeah.
Obviously, I could think of other things.
Yeah.
But it's a unique kind of relationship we have with him, I think.
Yes, because it's mutually beneficial. He wants the videos from us, and we kind of want the climbing or just knowledge in general. I think he's just an interesting guy.
I honestly just really like hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Every time we've spoken with him, I've just left feeling very excited about life.
Yeah, he does do that. And
but it's
like
both
he's like,
of us. I think there's a connection between the way we think and the way he thinks. It's not just that he gets us excited. I think it's the excitement of talking to someone who gets what we're saying, or who gets some things that maybe not everyone else gets, or whatever. I mean, it makes it sound like we're talking about all these.
No, but it's just an interesting. Like I have interests in doing.
Sorry, we're filming here. Please,
sir. And doing documentaries in the future, right?
Okay.
And this is something that tingles my fancy because it's like,
yeah,
it's just an interesting guy. Like I want to document this guy.
It's an interesting work flow.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very excited to see what we end up doing.
Right. And along the way, what kind of happens. Because it's very like, I feel like making a documentary is very adventurous in many ways. Because you're kind of just following somebody. And like,
yeah, it's definitely an exciting way to shoot.
Right.
And edit.
And then you're partaking in it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're also going climbing and you're setting, it's very...
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of different kinds of jobs, I guess you could call it.
Projects going on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel overwhelming, which is nice.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of solved that a little bit.
Yes.
We definitely moved into a new phase where things are more scheduled, things are more... I think we were talking about actually having like work times.
Yes.
That I feel like we're kind of doing already.
It's getting better.
It's not so much like
I mean, we just don't have unrealistic time, like deadlines.
No, I think we've also, at least I feel more content with not overdoing it, and just, you know, it takes kind of as long as it takes. It doesn't mean like just fuck around and do whatever, but it means that I'm happy to end the work day at this time because I don't want to work in the evening all the time.
Right.
Obviously, there are times when that is necessary.
Yeah, I think right now we're at the beginning of, I would say in 2 weeks, we're going to be feeling it. Because that's when the YouTube video comes out.
That's when the YouTube video comes out.
Yeah.
But do you get what I mean, though? That there's this, like, feeling of, we'll work on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, we'll work up until this time, and then we'll just end.
Yeah.
Whereas at some points earlier, I felt like it was a little hard to kind of call it a day. And we could kind of keep going until now it's just like we have to stop because it's super late. It wasn't so much let's stop because now it seems like a good place to stop and we'll pick it up tomorrow.
Like a normal... It's still not normal. I mean, we're still working till like...
I mean, I don't think we should be comparing ourselves with anyone either.
Yeah.
So I just feel better, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel mentally clear.
Okay, good.
How do you feel?
Good.